good? Victim blaming the left. We first have to somewhat define an extraordinarily nebulous concept, such as the left. I'm not going to say this is any sort of technical definition. At this point, I think the culture wars are clearly defined enough to say that there is a left and a right, or a woke and a MAGA. Um, there is a polarity and a tension building within that polarity. Um, and so I'm going to blame the left for the creation of the right. It's just the universal cycle of things. Um, However, this is an exploration of how we can hopefully mitigate the coming chaos, the potential violence. Um, it's fun to romanticize the revolution that is upon us, but I think we must also be level headed as we proceed. That being said, I just want to use one example that I recently came across that was assigned to me. The right is becoming reactionary. And what do I mean when I say reactionary? Um, I am kind of trying to utilize a historical reference in relation to um, the Soviet era. The people who opposed the communist takeover were known as reactionaries. Um, they were reacting to the change of the status quo. And then it's kind of just, yeah, okay, let's move on. So the right is displaying reactionary behaviors in this one example. The topic of no fault divorce, or making divorce entirely illegal, is growing in popularity among the right, the MAGA movement. Um, and it's unfortunate that I see both sides are kind of growing. Like the middle is shrinking. The right, the left, the woke, the MAGA, it's growing. It's humans are tribal in nature. So, anyways, if you don't know what no fault divorce is, it essentially allows either party, a man or a woman, to initiate the divorce process without really having to justify why. Um, which to me, as like just a normal human being, I think that should be the case. Isn't that like how a contract? Well, see, that's the thing, a marriage contract. I'm not religious, which complicates all of this, but so that's what a no fault divorce is. Um, and so I won't name any names. No, I'll name one name. This character that I really like, John Doyle is his name. I don't remember what his YouTube channel is. I don't think it's John Doyle. It might be John Doyle, but he's an extraordinarily intelligent and eloquent young man that, as he's grown and as the culture wars have sort of stewed and he's seeped in it, he appears to have moved a little jaded, saying, advocating that we should remove no fault divorce, and women should have to go in front of a judge and go into intimate details of their personal lives to explain why they want to get a divorce. It just blows my mind. Like, for the last few years, I've been on the conservative side of things just because I'm trying to uh, stay where the rationality and logic is. But unfortunately, that's going away in this reactionary response. because it's not logical to think that you can make divorce illegal. Uh, Another thing that prompted this video was an Instagram post I saw, which was talking about how we need to make divorce illegal. And I'm just like, bro, that is swinging the pendulum the other direction. It's really that is so wild to me that people actually believe that, yet they do. Um, but unfortunately, that's what these culture wars do, is that they create this tension and this back and forth between the people. And it's just this escalation. And that escalation enables the chaos and the mayhem that distracts us and divides us, um, which is enabling the takeover of our country and then of our planet. We're witnessing it. The World Economic Forum. I won't get too far into that, but maybe I should go there a little bit, because we need to not let these really stupid issues take bandwidth in our lives and in our cultural conversations. It's just not productive collectively. So can we please stop having these stupid fucking conversations? But we can't, because of the left. I'm sorry, but you guys are really, really fucking agitating all of this atmosphere. And what you don't realize is that you're being manipulated to do so. I use this term often: useful idiot. Google that. Research the historical ramifications of that term, please. And I can understand that you probably don't want to take on that label, that identity, that role, that narrative about yourself. I can totally see how that would create cognitive dissonance. So I want to submit to you compassion. Please, humbly, look into the concept of a useful idiot. Look into the concept of how you may be making things worse. And I'm speaking now if you are a leftist, especially a far leftist, because you guys are making things worse. You are creating this reactionary atmosphere. Okay, one more example, and then I'll wrap up the video. The parades that were going on during Pride Month. Uh, Sexual acts in front of children, exposing children to over sexualization. I made this joke to myself because, yeah, but now I'm making it to you. Um, if you've seen the TV show Archer, the cartoon Archer, there's this joke where somebody leaves something out and he's like, "Do you want ants? This is how you get ants," right? And so when I saw these parades, these pride parades that were over sexualizing children or exposing children to over sexualized content, I went, "Do you want crusades? Because this is how you get crusades." Like the religious crusades of, what was it, the medieval times or the Dark Ages, the crusades of old, when religious people went around and murdered you if you were not part of their religion. Yeah, and if you didn't follow them, they would murder you. So, like, right wing extremism is real, left wing extremism is real. And both sides are kind of ramping up, and it's not good. It's not good at all. Um, I hate to victim blame the left. I don't even think I ever defined the left, which is so funny because I think I started this video saying we should define it, and then I never did. Let's end the video maybe trying to define it. The left can be also known as the woke movement, but I think so people who are Democrats, who are liberals, people who are socialists, people who would be on that end of the political spectrum, the left-right spectrum, if that's the spectrum that you like to use, or the liberal conservative, right? However, I think there are a lot of people who are complicitly, ignorantly, or naively, complicitly part of the left. So people who just vote Democrat because whatever, like without thinking about it. People who might regurgitate a random propaganda line because, oh, they want to be an ally, but they're not like they're not actually an activist. They're just like, whatever, they want to be an ally. So that's how you can be like complicitly part of the left. And so, yeah, those are kind of like the segments. And when I say the left, it can actually encompass people who might not even think that they're part of it, but they are part of the problem. But also, the right is part of the problem too. So we need to try to come to our senses if possible. I believe in you. I believe in us. Go, planet Earth, go. Much love, y'all.